Turkey boasts the world's 18th largest economy. While it occupies the 59th place in the world in terms of per capita income, it is also 57th in income inequality. The 27th largest exporter in the world, Turkey is also ranked 7th on the size of its deficit. The Human Development Index, published annually by the United Nations, places Turkey in the 69th place among 187 countries. The index ranks countries on the average of life expectancy, literacy rate, education level, living standards, and quality of life measures. On OECD's Better Life Index, which evaluates countries on such criteria as housing, income, jobs, social life, education, environment, health, life satisfaction, and security, places Turkey lowest among the OECD countries. While conditions in Mexico, Greece, and Russia are better than in Turkey, Australia is the best country to live in, according to OECD. On economic freedom, Turkey is ranked 64th. After the events of July 15th, freedom of press has been significantly curtailed. The majority of print and broadcast media was taken under the direct control of the government. The World Freedom Report, issued annually by the US-based Freedom House, no longer labels Turkey as a free country. According to these reports, increasing pressures and threats to the press are the main reason why the media have come under the control of the government. In the year 2017 alone, 20,000 investigations were opened and 6,000 trials were held on the charge of insulting the president, is one of the more obvious examples of this global trend. After the events of July 15th, which served as a justification for the establishment of a presidential system in Turkey, the rates of inflation increased each year and reached 18.71% in May 2019. The unemployment rate, one of Turkey's most burning problems, is highest it has ever been in the last 30 years, peaking at 15%. In stark contrast to the gravity of the economic situation, the May budget report put out by the Ministry of Treasury and Finance shows the president's office spent 198 million lira in the first 5 months of last year, while spending in the same period this year approached 1.5 billion lira. The existing legal code prohibits currently practiced dismissal from jobs, seizure of passports, and condemning citizens to what effectively becomes a social and civil death sentence, all of which are implemented without following appropriate investigative and legal process under the accusation of being related to a terrorist organization without being a member thereof. Such practices run against the principle of the rule of law. The state of emergency was declared after the July 15 events and thereafter indefinitely extended. It has put an end to the freedoms to assemble, demonstrate, protest, organize, strike, and rally, and the freedom of thought and its dissemination. Associations, foundations, televisions, radios, newspapers, trade unions, universities were closed down. Prisons have reached or filled like they have never been in the history of Republic of Turkey. 60,000 people are reported to be sleeping on the bare floors in prisons. Good news that 193 new prisons will be ready in 5 years have been announced. Turkey is now leading the world on the rate of imprisoned journalists, with the number of journalists and members of the media currently detained. Approximately 5,000 judges and prosecutors dismissed after July 15th have been replaced by about 8,000 new judges and prosecutors appointed to the vacancies. With this, the legal branch of Turkey has fully fallen under the control of the ruling powers, reported from Huddled Masses, Chicago.